Hey there, so in today's video, we're going to be talking about HOAs, right? The good and the bad about them. And this is important for you, especially if you're living in an HOA area or you're considering living in a neighborhood where there is HOA. You don't want to miss this. Stay tuned. Hey there, welcome back to the Living in Central Texas channel. Again, your host, Jacob Martinez here. And if you're looking to buy a house here in the Central Texas area, we will be more than glad to help you out with that. Again, if this is the first time to the channel, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you can be notified about what's going on here in Central Texas, in the Killeen Temple, Texas area. And today we're going to be talking about something super important that many people overlook a lot of times when buying house. And that's going to be talking about HOAs, okay? We're going to talk about homeowners associations. What are the good things about them and what are the bad things about them? So it's no surprise to everyone here, at least in the States, that there are certain markets, right? Certain states, like the state of Texas, that is just blowing up, okay? There's a lot of growth, and with a lot of growth also comes new homes. And with those new homes, they also come with what is called a homeowner association. It's where homeowners get together and they make an association for that neighborhood, and they put conditions for you to be there, restrictions. And so today we're going to be talking about the good reasons and the bad reasons for having an HOA, okay? So good reason number one is that property value protection, okay? HOAs enforce rules and upkeep standards that help maintain neighborhood appearance, which can preserve or increase home values over time. This is great because it helps the property to stabilize, and it makes people want to live in that area, right? Because if they're clean, they're sanitary, they're great to be. But a bad thing is, number one, bad reason is loss of personal freedom, right? A lot of people don't like to have HOAs because HOAs can restrict everything from paint colors to lawn decorations, from vehicle parking, and even holiday decor, which can feel overly controlling. Remember, if you're a family that loves the holidays and you like to decorate, that could be an issue. If you want to paint a house a certain color and it doesn't fall within the certain spectrum of colors that they already picked out for the neighborhood, that can also be an issue. If you want to do other things, like for example, let's say you are in the construction business and you have your pickup truck with a long, 10 feet or 8 foot long trailer. Well, you may get hit a fine for that, right? So these are things that you have to consider when moving into a neighborhood that has HOA, okay? Now, the good thing about having HOA, good thing number two, would be amenities and services. Many HOAs provide access to amenities like pools, parks, gyms, clubhouses, and maintain common areas, often at lower cost than private options. And this is true. The reason why it's at a lower cost and everybody can enjoy is simply because everyone's already paying for that in their fees, right? There's fees, whether it be monthly, biannually, quarterly, or annually, right? And so these fees help maintain the area for your kids to enjoy the pools, for you to be able to have walking trails, for you to be able to be with your dogs and enjoy maybe some frisbee right down the road, right? But bad reason number two would be that monthly dues and special assessments may be required. So for example, homeowners must pay regular fees, right? And unexpected large assessments can be financially burdensome, right? So what are the monthly fees? Just like I explained, you may have a $25 fee in a neighborhood, or if it's a neighborhood of a little bit higher status, it may be $100 a month. Or if it's in a neighborhood that's exclusive, that can be even higher, right? So these are your monthly fees. Assessments or special assessments are another surprise bill that you may get. Let's just say here in Texas, you may be in a neighborhood that's prone to have tornadoes, right? And let's say wind comes and passes through there, and all of a sudden now you have to replace your roof. Well, a special assessment is an extra fee that is charged to all the homeowners to help cover the cost. That could be another downfall. So that is another bad reason of having an HOA. Okay, so a good reason of having an HOA, number 3, would be neighborhood and aesthetic consistency. In other words, design and maintenance guidelines keep the neighborhood looking clean, uniform, and well maintained, appealing to many buyers, right? So sometimes you may go into a neighborhood and it looks cookie cutter, and that cookie cutter neighborhood, some people like that, right? Others don't. It depends on your style, depends on your likes, right? But it helps maintain the integrity of the neighborhood looking similar, right? A bad thing, however, about having HOA is that number 3 bad thing is power struggles or mismanagement. This is very true. Remember, some HOA boards may be poorly managed, overly strict, or act in their own interest rather than those of the community. Guys, you could go on YouTube and find all the Karens and all the Kens, okay, that are out there in these type of communities that sometimes can be on a power trip, right? That's the reality, and that's the truth. So a bad thing about having HOA is that sometimes you may have to deal with these boneheaded, knuckleheaded people, right? And that's the sad part. Now, is that in every neighborhood? Of course not. But do those people exist in other neighborhoods? For sure, okay? Number 4 good reason would be conflict mediation. So HOAs can serve as a neutral third party to resolve disputes between neighbors, noise complaints, boundary issues, etc. Okay, so the good thing is that you can bring your issues to the board and they can have kind of like a court between them in a sense, right? Where they can, hey, look, let's make sure that this is compliant. Hey, you stick to your side, you stick to yours, blah, blah, blah. And they try to mediate the situation to calm the waters, right? Now, a bad thing about number 4 about having HOA would be limited flexibility for rentals or business use, okay? So rules may limit or prohibit renting out the property short-term or long-term or running a home-based business. So if you are somebody like me, I have clients that they have home-based businesses, right? Where they make food or they do nails or they have like a little eBay store that they work out of. They have different products, right? A lot of times the HOAs will frown upon that. So if you are a person that has this type of business that you have to work from home, well, an HOA area may not be for you. Always make sure, read the guidelines and the restrictions, right? A good thing, however, about HOAs is number 5, security and safety, okay? Some HOAs offer gated entry, neighborhood watch programs, or even private security to enhance safety and peace of mind. This is very true. I've been to neighborhoods, guys, where it's pretty upscale. I'm a realtor, so I go anywhere that I please sometimes, right? And I've been in these neighborhoods where, you know, they're rich. They have gates, you know, they have a guard there, a guardhouse. They're going to tell you, hey, who are you? Why are you here? A lot of times they have their own security. So you'll see them with the yellow lights going around. They actually look like police cars. And, you know, sometimes they follow you around just to see especially if they don't know you, if you're not from the area, right? So that's also good because it gives you a peace of mind that where you're living, it's a nice area that you don't have to worry about maybe being vandalized or burglarized or whatever the case may be. So that's a good thing about having an HOA. A downfall, right? Downfall number 5 or a bad thing is you may be at foreclosure risk for non-payment. Yes, you heard that right. Foreclosure risk for non-payment. If dues or fines go unpaid, the HOA may legally place a lien on the property or even initiate the foreclosure process, regardless of your mortgage status. So let's say that you've been paying your mortgage all this time, and for whatever reason you didn't pay the $400 annual HOA fee. Well, they could put a lien on your property, and if that goes for long enough, they may even say, hey, we're going to foreclose on your property. Unfortunately, there's a story about a lady that's going on that I saw on YouTube recently. I'm going to try to find the link, hopefully give it to my guys so they can put it there for you, where this lady lost her house due to an HOA fee. She didn't lose the house to the bank because because she wasn't making payments on the bank. She lost the house because of the foreclosure. And sometimes some people say, wait a minute, how can that happen? Because the bank has first lien position, and the bank is not going to allow for someone to lose a $300,000 home, a $500,000 home, $1 million home for a simple HOA fee. Guys, it's happened, right? This is why you have to be careful if you're going to move it to an HOA area, that you make sure that you make those payments. Okay, so guys, I brought you here 5 good things about having an HOA and 5 bad things about having an HOA. Okay, now I'm gonna leave that info for you to decide. If you're moving into a brand new neighborhood, always keep that in mind about what we spoke here today. And I know I spoke briefly on these topics. We could go deeper, but we just don't have the time here on YouTube to be here for hours to explain this, right? Remember, if you have any comments, leave them down below, whether they're good, bad, or the ugly. And if you want to talk, you want to reach out to us, shoot us a text, send us an email. Better yet, there's a Zoom link down below. That way we can have some FaceTime. Doesn't matter wherever you are in the world. And remember, always like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you can be notified here about what's going on in Central Texas. And I hope to speak to you soon. Take care. See you later. Bye-bye.